All right, let's talk about something really powerful. A system for taking back control when you feel completely overwhelmed. We're going to break down this simple 5-minute protocol that basically acts as a biological reset button. It helps you stop that downward spiral before it completely ruins your day.
You know that feeling, right? It's 2 in the afternoon, one little thing goes wrong. Maybe a critical email, a tense conversation, and bam! Suddenly your heart is pounding, your chest feels tight, and you just can't focus on anything. That one bad hour quickly turns into a totally wasted afternoon, and that afternoon starts to feel like it's going to derail your whole week. You're just stuck, paralyzed.
And here's the uncomfortable truth behind that feeling of being stuck. The problem isn't actually the number of things on your to-do list. The real problem is how your brain is processing the stress of that one moment. It's a biological reaction, not some kind of character flaw.
So if we want to solve this, we first have to understand the mechanics behind that feeling of being overwhelmed. We've got to lift the hood and see what's really happening inside our own heads when stress hits.
What's going on inside you is basically an internal battle, a tug of war. On one side, you've got your thinking brain. That's the logical part that makes plans and reasons through things. But on the other side, you have your survival brain, which is all about instinct and, well, survival. When you feel that sense of overwhelm, it's because the survival brain has hijacked the entire system.
There's actually a name for this. It's called an amygdala hijack. This is when your brain's little fear center, the amygdala, thinks it's fighting off a saber-toothed tiger, even when you're just staring at your email inbox. It floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline, which is why you feel that physical urge to either run away or just completely freeze. Your logical brain, it has pretty much left the building.
And this brings us to the single most important rule of this entire process. You cannot think your way out of a state of overwhelm because your thinking brain is offline. This is why telling yourself to just calm down or trying to make a big, complicated to-do list in this state never works. It's like trying to do advanced calculus during an earthquake. The hardware is down. You have to fix the biological machine first before you can even think about tackling the mental task.
So how do we fight back? How do we get the machine back online? Well, we use this 5-minute protocol that acts as a biological override switch. It's a series of really simple mechanical steps designed to force your brain to switch from panic mode back into power mode.
Here are the 4 steps. They're super simple. We're going to walk through them one by one to reset your nervous system. Each one is designed to target a specific piece of that stress response, moving from your body right up to your mind. First things first, we start with your breath, but not just any breath. The physiological sigh is a specific breathing pattern that sends a powerful, non-negotiable "we are safe" signal straight to your brain, and it immediately interrupts that fight or flight response.
Now, this isn't just someone telling you to take a deep breath. Nope, this is a scientifically backed technique, and it only takes 60 seconds. Here's how it works. You take a full, deep inhale through your nose, and then, right at the very top of that breath, you sneak in a second, shorter inhale. That fully inflates every little air sac in your lungs. Then, you let out a long, slow exhale through your mouth. That simple action physically forces your heart rate to slow down. It is a manual override for your body's alarm system.
Okay, for minute 2, we're going to use your eyes to break the anxiety loop. See, when you're stressed, your focus narrows, your pupils literally constrict, and you get what's called tunnel vision. We need to do the exact opposite of that. The goal here is to shift from that narrow, focused tunnel vision to a wide, panoramic vision. All you have to do is look up. Look out a window or at the far corner of the room. Let your gaze soften and expand so you can see your periphery. This really simple action tells your ancient reptilian brain that you can see your surroundings and that there's no immediate threat. It quiets down that little alarm bell in your head.
All right, your body's starting to calm down. Now it's time to deal with all that noise in your head. For the next 2 minutes, we're going to do an extraction. That feeling of overwhelm comes from trying to hold a dozen open loops in your mind at once. Your working memory just can't handle it.
So you're going to grab a piece of paper, any paper, and for 2 minutes, you just write down every single thing that's stressing you out. Don't organize it, don't judge it, just let it spill out onto the page. The goal here is not to solve anything yet, it's just to get that swirling chaos out of your head and onto a physical piece of paper where you can see it for what it really is, a finite list of items, not some infinite scary monster.
And for our final minute, we get to the most crucial step of all, restarting the engine. We've calmed the body, we've cleared the mind. Now we have to break that state of paralysis and prove to our brain that we are back in control.
So I want you to look at the list you just made. Scan it. And you're not looking for the most important thing or the most urgent thing. You are looking for the absolute smallest, easiest thing on it, the path of least resistance. This isn't about productivity. It's about momentum. It could be throwing away an old coffee cup, putting on your running shoes, or just replying to one text message with, "Got it."
Because the moment you complete that one tiny task, you get a little hit of dopamine. You prove to yourself and your brain that you are capable of taking action. This simple act is what kills anxiety. It breaks the cycle of paralysis, and it builds that bridge between your now calm body and your clear mind.
So let's bring it all together. The reality is, life is going to get heavy sometimes. You are going to feel overwhelmed again. But the difference now isn't about avoiding stress. It's about knowing exactly how to reset when it happens. This protocol is a tool you now have in your back pocket for life.
The most empowering thing to take away from all this is simple. Stress is inevitable, but spiraling out of control is a choice. With this protocol, you have a panic button you can press anytime you feel that pressure rising. It gives you the power to control your own state.
So the next time you feel that wave of overwhelm start to wash over you, the challenge is simple. Just stop and press the button. Breathe, look up, write it all down, and then do one small thing. You have the system now. The only question left is, will you use it?